Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's time to talk about Centiskorch. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shield is... It's either just about to come out, or maybe just out, depending when you listen to it. It's probably coming out soon. And of all the cards in Sword and Shield, the one that's probably given me the most pause is Centiskorch. Centiskorch looks like an absolutely phenomenal Pokemon, but if you want to win with Centiskorch, it looks like you're going to have to get a little bit dumb. Now, the lovely David Hockman over at LimitlessTCG.com the other day tweeted me out a picture that really got me thinking, but first, we do need to have a little bit of a chat about what Centiskorch actually does. It does do 110 damage plus burn for a fire and free colorless energy, but nobody really cares. You can use triple acceleration energy, but nobody really cares. If you're using this attack, then either something's gone very badly, or it's that one game out of like 50 where one key KO is going to be important. No, we're using the first attack. One fire energy, continuous flame. For each fire energy attached to this Pokemon, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So if you've got one fire energy on there, you get to discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If you've got a welder and 3 fire energy, then you get to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. And that sounds alright, but we can do better. Now, the best milling we've had really in years, since I've really been playing the game, the best milling, the most consistently good, successful milling deck has been Durant. Basic Pokemon, single metal energy, for each of your Durant in play, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So in theory you get 4 Durant out, and you mill 4 per turn. We're not going to get into a huge amount of detail here because I've done videos on Durant, I'll link them in the description. I hate Durant, my least favourite deck ever. I don't know why I'm so excited about Centiskorch, but let's just move on past it. And here's the thing with Durant. Milling 4 per turn was enough to win a lot. I saw somebody win a sudden death game with Durant by milling out their opponent. Next prize win, first prize wins, 25 minutes later. Now, Durant will play stuff like Crushing Hammer to get rid of your energy. Centiskorch might do that, but that doesn't really seem to be the route it's going. Centiskorch is going alright then. I'll tell you what, if you're milling 4 cards and that's enough to win, why don't I mill 20? And you see, 20 could work. Now, the thing about Centiskorch is, it is an evolved non-GX Pokemon. So you can use the aforementioned triple acceleration energy, which is free energy, but you could also use that twin energy we mentioned the other day. Now, twin energy is, well, it's double colorless energy for non-GX, non-V Pokemon. It is 2 colorless energy. So you can potentially put 4 double colorless and 4 triple acceleration energy on, and now all of a sudden that's 3 times 4, which is 12, and 2 times 4, which is 8, and that's 20 energy. Okay, but how are you possibly going to get all of that energy in one go? Porygon Z. Now this is the other thing that makes me super excited. My first ever favourite Pokemon was Porygon. Back in the base set, when everyone else was trying to open their Charizards, I was delightfully opening Porygon after Porygon. Though it should be mentioned it was an uncommon card, so you opened a few. The thing is, okay, he got supplanted by Mamoswine, but I never lost my love for Porygon. I still want to play some Porygon. So I can use Porygon Z to attach as many special energy during my turn as I like, and I can go nuts with these cards. However, and a bunch of you have probably just realised this, wait a second, Centiskorch mills 1 card for each fire energy attached to Centiskorch. These aren't fire energy. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the Typhlosion comes in from Lost Thunder. You see, the Typhlosion from Lost Thunder's got the ability Blazing Energy. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. All energy attached to your Pokemon are fire energy instead of their usual type until the end of your turn. And this includes cards that come into play on this turn. So now that triple acceleration energy is a triple fire energy. That twin energy is a double fire energy. And actually, while we're here, a card I absolutely love when I'm playing around with this is draw energy. Draw energy came out in Cosmic Eclipse. It's a colorless energy, but when you attach it, you get to draw a card. And if we're using it as a fire energy to mill anyway, then you attach draw energy using Porygon and it lets you draw an extra card. Sounds like fun. Now, one of the big issues here is that triple acceleration energy will fall off at the end of the turn. It's not a permanent thing. Triple acceleration energy, you attach it, it is free colorless energy, and at the end of your turn it falls off. However, if you actually mill 20 cards, who cares? You see, the thing is, by the time you've milled 20 cards, your opponent, if they can't already win with what they've got on the board, the chances of actually drawing everything they need and getting it working, etc. is, near enough to zero. Because you got a 60 card deck, right? But you put out 6 prizes, so you got 54. You draw an opening hand of 7 cards, so there's 47. Then you draw a card for your first turn. And by the time you start your first turn, you've got 46 cards in deck. You can't lose 20 cards of your deck without your deck getting absolutely annihilated. Now, the other thing is, even when your triple acceleration energy falls off, you've still got 8 energy on there for the twin energy, plus whatever else you add for your turn, so you're probably milling at least 10 next turn, at which point that's 30 cards in 2 turns. That's 2/3 of their deck, bearing in mind they basically lose 15 cards during the setup. That is 2/3 of their deck before they've even gotten going. You're just not going to win from that. There's no coming back from that. And this might be my favourite use of Centiskorch. Now, there is an Electro deck that we can talk about another time. There is a lovely one of my supporters over at Patreon, patreon.com/PTCGRadio. We're going to try at some point to have a Centiskorch off, where one of us plays an Electrode list, one of us plays a Porygon Z Typhlosion list, and we see which one sets up better and more consistently. That sounds like a fun trend to go for. Now, one of the issues with this deck is we've got Stage 2 Typhlosion, Stage 2 Porygon. I'm not really worried about the Stage 1 Centiskorch and the energy you can just constantly attach with Porygon. I am worried about getting the 2 Stage 2 set up. But let's not forget that we've now got Quick Ball, and that's going to help us search out our basics. And we've now got Evolution Incense, and that's going to let us search out our evolutions. And Rosa is great in these Stage 2 decks. When a Pokemon gets KO'd, during the next turn, you may search for a Pokemon, an energy, and a trainer card. As a side note, if you're playing Rosa, even if you're playing Porygon Z, it's worth playing 1 or 2 basic energy so that you can use your attachment for the turn and search it out with Rosa. And we've seen this in the deck list coming out of Japan. I've showed you a bunch of them. Between Quick Ball, Evolution Incense, and Rosa, Stage 2 decks are way more consistent now. And then, of course, we've got Inteleon. Inteleon, when you evolve up into it, you get to search your deck for any 2 trainer cards. Drizzile, when you evolve into it, you get to search your deck for any 1 trainer card. So as weird as it might sound, adding in a 3rd Stage 2 list with Inteleon actually makes the deck a bit more consistent. We saw a deck the other day that was legitimately just teching in a 1/0/1 Rampardos line so that they could use super boost energy to use the attack. And basically going, look, I can actually tech in a 1/0/1 line of a Stage 2 with 1 random special energy and genuinely be expecting to be able to use this attack during the game. That's where we're at with stuff like Rosa and Inteleon and Quick Ball and Evolution Incense. I think this could work. Pre-Sword and Shield, we're not making this deck work. It ain't working. And those of you that haven't played in the Sword and Shield metagame that have been going up to and including Cosmic Eclipse might be looking at this and going, mate, you're playing multiple Stage 2s, that ain't working. But I think it could. I genuinely think it could. Honestly, the biggest problem with this deck is the timing. Because for it to really work well, we need twin energy. Because we've got triple acceleration and we can play as much special energy as we like, but we need twin energy. Because it's 2 energy in 1. And twin energy's not coming out until our May set. And Typhlosion is going to rotate out when we have our rotation, which is likely to be... Well, it's either going to be the 1st of September or it's going to be right in time for Worlds. I think it's going to be right before Worlds. So we're basically going to have this deck, and this is just estimations, but I feel fairly good about this prediction. This deck will essentially be legal for tournament play on Friday the 15th of May. Ha! That's Daisy's birthday. Cool. Might celebrate with a bit of Centiskorch. And it will probably no longer be legal for tournament play on Friday the 14th of August. That's my bet. So I think we got basically 3 months of this deck actually being legal. But I want to see it take down some tournaments between now and then. This is a combo that really excites me, and I wanted to have a chat about it, so now I have. Thank you to the lovely David Hockman for tweeting out about it. I was working on something similar myself, but, you know, any chance to tell you that David's lovely? For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Centiskorch can work? Do you think this is a build of Centiskorch that can work? Do you think there are other builds that can work? And all kinds of other fun questions. Go nuts in the comment section, but please remember the rule. Be nice, would you? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are completely awesome. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.